Welcome to the garage. I'm Chris. My friends call me the Candy Man, and you already know what time it is. Tonight, we're drafting best ball teams. We're going to be hitting the Best Ball Mania 6 streets and then getting into whatever's open, maybe a schnauzer, an eliminator. Let's see what we can fill. I've already jumped in to a 20-second Best Ball Mania 6. We're about to get into it. If you're new to the channel, if you're watching this in the future, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you're subscribed. We're going to be drafting best ball teams all hot best ball summer long. Come get in on the fun. Come draft with us. Get in the chat. Say what's up. Ask your fantasy strategy questions. We've got a great community here. Happy to answer those questions for you and help out. And we're just getting started. So come be a part of it. This draft is already kicking off. I'm in the 10 spot. I'm going to pull it up in just a minute. Let's go ahead and kick it to the intro. But overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like actions speak louder than words. What's up, everybody? How are we doing on this Sunday night? Happy Father's Day to all. Hope you're spending some of your Sunday with your family, your loved ones, having a good time. But also, hey, getting these best ball streets, draft a few teams. Puka Nakua at the 110. What a gift. Truly a Father's Day gift for me. Easy click. Puka at the 110. Come on now. 20-second clock on this Best Ball Mania 6. Puka London, come on down. Here's what I want to see. I'm going to go ahead and hit the refresh, check my best ball overlay. This is my fifth Puka team in Best Ball Mania specifically. First one with Drake London. Love to see it. On the flip side, I mean, I guess I could look at... Yeah, we filtered for just Best Ball Manias. London exposure. Got 4 of them. 4 Puka teams. Somehow, some way. Well, I've got 2 with AJ Brown. That makes a lot of sense. And then it must be... It's hard to tell. Maybe Bowers on one of them? Not sure. 2 of them with AJ Brown. Who would be the other first round running back or wide receiver? Either way, a Puka London team, a very fun start. Brock Bowers falling to the 22nd pick overall. Wow. Matched up with CeeDee Lamb. I don't know if I've done it in Best Ball Mania. I've done it in a few of these tournaments. I have drafted a CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers start, but pretty rare. You don't see that a lot in these Best Ball Mania streets. Rashee Rice going at the 20th overall pick. Feels about right. I mean, Saquon going 5th overall. You don't always see that. So very interesting combo, the Saquon Barkley with Rashee Rice. Let's see what the CeeDee Lamb drafter does. Takes a Garrett Wilson. Okay. All right. I mean, hey, if Brock Bowers fell to me, I'm going to draft him pretty much anywhere after pick 18, 19, 20. Auto click. Pick 22. Someone's lucky day. Yo, what up, Hartman? How you doing, my dog? What's good? What are you drafting today? What are you getting into? Please don't draft Wandale. I'll do it. Thad, I guarantee you, you will never see me draft Wandale Robinson on this stream. Hashtag QBs matter. And I won't forget it. How you doing, brother? What's going on real time? Hartman, we'll get to that after this pick. We only got 20 seconds on this pick clock. Terry McLaurin seems like the way I want to go. I'm going to go ahead and do it here at pick 34. I would never skip Terry McLaurin at pick 34. Why is he falling? His ADP's fallen to 30 plus. It was around 27, 28. I've been drafting a ton of Terry McLaurin. Why is he going pick 34 these days? What's going on? People are afraid that he's holding out. I don't get it. Honestly, don't get it. So because Penix Jr. and Matthew Stafford go so much later, I am very tempted to grab Jaden Daniels here at pick 39 with my Terry McLaurin. Shout out to Jewish McCaffrey in the 12 spot. Also got JP and GC in the 9 spot. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. But no, Hartman, to answer your question after this pick, again, gonna have to go Jaden Daniels here. It just makes too much sense. Anytime I can stack him up with this kind of start, I'm probably going to be going for a 0 RB type of start with these guys. We'll see, though, because the way I've ranked the running backs that go in this like 55 to 65 range, I end up getting 1 or 2 of them most of the time in rounds 5 and 6 from the second half of like the back half of the board. So we'll see. Maybe not a true 0 RB build, but definitely going hard with the Puka Nacua, Drake London start, Terry McLaurin stacked up with Jane Daniels. Got to do it to him. Yeah, Hartman, sad to say, both of my Albatross teams in the semifinals at the U.S. Open had Bryson DeChambeau. That'll do it. He gets cut. You're not going to move. You're not going to advance. So I haven't looked at those teams in about 24 hours. I think one of them finished in 3rd. One of them finished in 4th in their pods. That's how it goes. I do have 2 teams in the Scrambles finals, which started last week at the Canadian Open and goes through the Open at Royal Portrush. And I've got, so the final size, I want to say it's 261 in the Scramble. I've got 2 teams in. One of them's in 50th, one of them's in 60th. So I'm making my move forward. I built for week 17, as you'd say. I built for the second half of the final leg. So I'm hoping I can come back strong. But I've got some ground to make up with those 2 teams. It's looking all right. Yeah, not my year for the Albatross, unfortunately. I'm out there, didn't make it to the finals. RIP. But we've got some teams in the Scrambles finals, so we'll hang on a little bit longer. And very soon, the Pup Cup is coming around. It's the PGA Best Ball playoffs only FedEx Cup tournament. That's the original tournament that I started drafting PGA Best Ball in, the Pup Cup, way back in, must have been 2023. So I'm looking forward to that. Still keeping tabs on what's going on. Shout out to JJ Spawn getting his 2nd overall win on the PGA Tour, and it's a US Open at that. So congrats to him. Woo! 60-footer plus that final putt. Magic. What an incredible putt. Speaking of incredible things, Travis Hunter goes pick 56 overall. You don't see that every day. What's going on, people? Yeah, here for me, it's probably going to be Alvin Kamara or Joe Mixon, just how I want to play it. On this team, I'm going to grab some Mixon. I'm pretty close on both of them. I have I'm slightly lower exposure to Mixon. You never know. Maybe Kamara comes back around. Looks like I am going to double tap running back here like I kind of expected. I've seen Some people are just out on Kamara. Maybe it's the win total for the Saints being at like 4.5 wins. I don't know what it is, but Alvin Kamara, easy click for me. I take him in the 5th round frequently, so I've got a big bag of Alvin Kamara. Come on, ask yourself, when was the last time Alvin Kamara was a bad pick for fantasy football? The answer was never. He's always been a good pick in fantasy football. I'll get some Joe Mixon here. I like him at pick 58. It's fine. The only reason I took Joe Mixon over Kamara in this one is I'm slightly more exposed to Kamara already, and Mixon is a little bit harder to push around this corner where Kamara is a little bit easier to get at pick 63. Just like that. Boom. Joe Mixon and Alvin Kamara on this squad. Love it. It's going good. You're also in a BBM? Nice. I know BBG and Who Hames are drafting right now. Shout out to them. They're in a BBM. I'll have to check back to see how they're doing every once in a while. Check it on the stream. Hope they're doing good. Hope it's going well for them. I mean, this is a smash start for me. Can't get much better in a best ball mania than Puka Nacua. When you're in the 10 spot, you get Puka Nacua, followed up with Drake London, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels, and Joe Mixon. You push Alvin Kamara around the corner. Feeling pretty good. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. What's up, Putt Daddy? What round are you drafting JJ Spawn? Bro, JJ Spawn, top 10 in the world, just won a major on the... He's peaking right now. He's having the best year of his career. I'm in on JJ Spawn. Was he God, JJ Spawn, was he... Let me Google this. Yes, I did see JJ Spawn on Thursday at the Houston Open. I mean, I saw a lot of players, so I had to look it up to remember. But I watched him play there. He got cut that weekend. But what round am I drafting JJ Spawn for the Pub Cup for this upcoming, best ball FedEx Cup playoffs only format? I mean, JJ Spawn is a round 2 click, and he's probably going to be going around 3. He doesn't have the same name brand cachet that a lot of guys like a Victor Hovland or a, Wyndham Clark. Watch out if you're in the locker room around this guy. The Wyndham Clark tornado touchdown at Oakmont busted up a few lockers if you saw what's going on Twitter. But yeah, I'm going to be drafting JJ Spawn aggressively for the FedEx Cup. Yeah, he's the 101 today. 101 in our heart. Shout out to JJ Spawn. Love to see it. Great guy. Dropping the bomb today. Love to see it. Anytime someone comes and wins on tour, gets their first major victory, incredible stuff. And it takes a miracle, right? It took that 60+ foot putt on 18. Damn, am I really gonna do this? Yeah, let me get some downs. I like him as my wide receiver 4. And then I'm going to make TJ or Jewish McCaffrey click another running back, or else I get Pollard or Aaron Jones. I might even take a Buka. B-Rob for the team stack. I don't know if I want it, though. And do I want Aaron Jones over Egbuka? I think so. I think on this one it's fine. Pick 87. Not terrible. I think I'll go ahead and do that. Feels nice. 3 really solid, running backs, been studs in fantasy for years. I've already got 4 wide receivers and an elite QB stacked up with my 3rd overall wideout. I feel pretty good about this wide receiver room. I feel very good about this running back room. I can hit pause on the running back position for just a little bit. Getting Mixon and Aaron Jones on the same team, pretty unique combo. Both with the bye week in week 6. It's fine. I think I made the right choice there. Josh Downs has been rising up a bunch, and I'm happy to click him there. Looking for a year 3 breakout. I probably would have taken Pollard ahead of Aaron Jones, but I did take Aaron Jones ahead of Brian Robinson, even though I had the whole Commanders thing going on. Seemed like the logical place to come circle back around a running back, even though I didn't need the third running back necessarily. I'd rather have Aaron Jones in my flex than coming off an injury, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Pittman Jr., Emeka Egbuka. I was really considering him, actually. Hartman got a Bryson team through in a weaker pod, had a 405-point team that came in second. That is tough. 405 is a lot. That's a pretty high score from what I was seeing. But nice. You got a Bryson team through? Hell yeah. Nice, man. I'll be rooting for you in the finals. You have to either post that team and let me at least let me know who's on it. I mean, the open at Royal Portrush is a completely different beast than Oakmont. So then Quail Hollow, then the Masters. So it's tough. It's tough to have a team that does well at Oakmont this week that also does well at the Open, but that's kind of what it takes because we're all in the same boat. At least people who make it to the finals are all in the same boat. You had to advance. Tough to get there. Yo, what up, Nick? How we doing? Winning the flex. Hey, great stream earlier today. Shout out to you. Very good stuff. Drafting a BBM. Let's see. I'm about to be on the clock with this pick. If you guys haven't checked it out already, Nick had Alan Seslowski on earlier to draft the Best Ball Mania. Incredible. One of Scattaboo. I think I could do Scattaboo. I could do Trey Harris, push Scattaboo. No, I'm cool. I'm just going to see who comes back around. I'm going to grab Scattaboo there. Even though I honestly didn't need another running back, I just can't get enough. Probably should get a receiver, though, before it gets too late. It's looking good. We'll see. But yeah, Allen is super cool. Been in the fantasy space for a minute. Very nice stream that Nick had earlier today. Make sure you check it out. Yeah, Trey Harris goes. Luther Burden goes. I might just go Mark Andrews here over Shaheed. I don't know. I might do it because I'm probably going to come back to... let me grab Mark Andrews. I'm going to come back around to wide receiver a bit later. Travis Etienne, if I didn't take Scattaboo, I might consider there. If I had gone Trey Harris first, I might have taken Etienne there. I'll grab Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews at pick 111 is a pretty nice value, actually. And that gives me the option to either finish with 2 tight ends or 3, but get my next 2 very late in the draft. The wide receivers, I'm not crazy about after Trey Harrison was already gone. You can see not a lot of receivers are going in this range as it is. So let me pivot. Let me take a tight end here. I think it makes a lot of sense. Pick 130, 135. I might be looking back to the quarterback spot for Michael Penix Jr., or else there's a lot of good tight ends there as well. Running backs don't really need it, so probably not in that range for me. And then wide receivers, honestly, maybe not. So I might just stick with these four for a little while. I did start with 3 straight wide receivers, so I can afford to pivot away from it for just a bit and take the values where they show up on the board, not really force anything. JJ McCarthy going pick 120. Mahomes at 96, Justin Fields 97, JJ McCarthy 120. But this is the drafter who took Jamar Chase at the 101. It's kind of interesting that they would take McCarthy with their Hawkinson stack there. I don't really. And then Xavier Worthy at pick 48. Not a bad slide, scooping up some value. Devontae Adams at 25. I don't hate that at all. So a really interesting start from the one hole. Omarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, Mahomes stacked with Worthy. All right. Let's see what comes back around. I think I'm safe to take Penix Jr. at 135, not 130. So I've pretty much got an open spot with this next pick to take whoever I want. Where did Mooney end up going? Mooney ended up going 78 right here. So I'm cool. I don't think Penix Jr. is going to get sniped from me. Herbert's still available. Lawrence still available. Stroud is still there. Trying to figure out what would I really need. Maybe this is a Christian Kirk team or a Jack Bech team. Herbert, Lawrence, Stroud. I don't have a use for them. I'm going to go ahead and queue up Kirk. I think I'll go ahead and take Christian Kirk. I don't take him a whole lot. He makes some sense on this team, though. Should be starting out the slot for the Texans. Maybe Jalen Noel pushes him for that gig, but I think he's a rotational player at the very least. Could be good on the Texans. Who knows? I don't take a lot of them, but I didn't have to. And maybe I could have gone tight end there and then been done. Maybe I'll wait for someone later. I'm not crazy about these tight end and running back values. Because I've got 4 running backs, I don't feel like I need to take one here. It's pretty crazy, though. Jeez. Do I push? Do I try to push Penix to my next pick? Do I go Herbert here to take Jack Bech? I am, just because I have. And Goddard is a nice pick there, too. George McCaffrey goes Kraft and Goddard. I like both those picks. So he gets his tight end position figured out pretty quick there. Because I already have Jaden Daniels, I'm going to go ahead and try to push Penix Jr. And if I don't get him, it's not the end of the world. I can always do this with a Matt Stafford late instead, or potentially build something out on the weaker side with a Gino or a Danny Dimes in Indianapolis. I just felt like, incredible. So then Penix goes literally a few picks later, completely unstacked. Incredible. Well, someone got a nice value on Justin Herbert. But, at the end of the day, I can still build out that game stack without having the QBs attached to it. Might be nice to get Penix Jr. most of the time when you take Drake London, but I took Jaden Daniels. So let me get one more shot at wide receiver on a guy like Jack Bech, who You're hearing a little bit of FUD out of camp around him with regard to, the Raiders starting or who's getting first team reps. Dante Thornton's getting first team reps. I'm not worried about that. I think Jack Besh is gonna get the work until I start to hear a lot differently. I think it's a pretty safe pick. It's an upside pick. ADP 130, get him pick 135 seems right. Fits right in on this team where I've already got 6 wide receivers. I feel really good about my first 3 or 4, and then tack it on 2 guys like a Christian Kirk and a Jack Besh. Mark Andrews holding it down at tight end. The running backs are strong. Make these next 2 picks. I didn't expect Penix to go before CJ Stroud. And then Matthew Stafford goes completely unstacked here. So I don't know what that's about. People just grabbing quarterbacks like it's nothing. I grab Algier here. I've got a ton of Algier, but Garindo's not bad. I like Cam Ward. I need to figure out how to get more Cam Ward on my teams. I don't know if this is the right place for him, though. It's not my favorite thing to backstack. I'd rather have Calvin Ridley. And then for Bryce Young, I like him plenty, but I'd rather have T-Mac or at least Leggett or obviously Thielen. I'll grab Garindo. I thought about taking QJ there, but not crazy about QJ either. Feel a little bit better about Trey Harris. I thought about the tight ends for a second. Maybe see if they come back around, and then I'll just keep playing on a later QB2 option. So I grab Algier. I grab Garindo. Had a nice value for Garindo too. Yeah, I'll check out the squad and we'll see. But you never know. Anything can happen at the open. That's what you get. That's no doubt. And it's a 20-second pick clock. So that also influences people to make rash decisions, pull the trigger on their QB2 completely unstacked or like when they honestly don't need to. So it happens. No sweat for me. I locked down my Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin stack early on. I'm still playing into the week 17 game stack with Puka in London, even though I don't have either of those QBs. Mixon and Kamara, to me, solid fantasy assets year in and year out. Josh Downs for some upside. Aaron Jones, although, I don't think a ton of him. I like Jordan Mason a good amount, but on this team doesn't hurt. Cam Skattebo, which reminds me, we'll hit the clip after the draft. It's a 20-second pick clock, so it goes pretty quickly. Mark Andrews holding down the tight end position. Kirk, Besh, Algier, Garindo. If Gino or Ertz are there at my next pick, I probably grab one of them. If they're not there, totally fine. I can keep pushing. Cam Ward being there is a little interesting past ADP. It's just kind of hard to backstack at this point, but not impossible. I should be pretty much done at running back with those 6. Feels right. And then, yeah, Geno Smith, he might just be there. I think Jay, yeah, he goes Cam Ward. So I will go ahead and go with Geno Smith. I just feel more strongly about Geno Smith than I do Daniel Jones. I've already got it built out with the Giants, the Raiders. Yeah, Jack Besh, like one of my later picks. Maybe we'll see. Maybe it's like a 2-7-7-2 build, and I can grab Mostert late or something. I don't draft him a lot either. If I don't get Ertz here, I might just take Otten. I really don't need another running back. There goes Otten. Receiver-wise, I mean, I've got 6. Where would I go next? Hard to say. Slayton could be interesting, of course. But I'll go ahead and take the Ertz. So now I've got Jaden Daniels double stacked. I don't know if there's any Cowboys that I would definitely want to take. Considering I've already got the 6 running backs, I don't feel like as a team I have to get Miles Sanders on. But yeah, probably not. Turpin, maybe, as my 18th round pick, my last receiver. Let's go to the board, see what's going on. Calvin Austin continuing to rise. He's going in the 16th round. Interesting. I have enough Keenan Allen at this point. I want to stay about 8% on Keenan Allen, not be too overexposed in case he does retire. But if he gets, signed to the Cardinals, the Steelers, the Titans, some team where he's likely to have a starting role in a big one, I could see him going around, around 10 or 11. And I'll just keep drafting him then. Yo, what up, Jeremy? I think I do. I think we'll do another one after this one too. I feel like we're about to. I'll ask the chat. I'll see. Maybe we do a Schnauzer because I don't think it's that close to filled, but I want to stay at the fill rate. So either a Schnauzer or a Best Ball Mania. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, man. Good. Feeling good. Just some time with family. You know how it goes. Good weekend. But yeah, great draft earlier. Great guest. Love to see it, Nick Bach. Killing it, my man. Allen is the man. Allen is very cool. Love his whole vibe. A lot of great takes. He's a running back, bro. Old school. Love to see it. Big dog. What about some WNBA dailies? Give me the tips. Yeah, down for any doggies. Let's see what we can get into. Let's wrap this one up. Review the team. We'll hit this Scatterboo clip. And then see what we can get into. Okay, so Slayton still. I kind of want to go Slayton. I love Jarquez Hunter. I'm going to let it hit on Slayton. I think it's a good value. I think he fits this team. He fits what I've built out. He's a nice bring back for my Geno Smith. And then, interesting, Juice McCaffrey and TJ both need a running back. ADP-wise, it's Hunter or Sanders, which is kind of interesting because the 2 guys that I might consider. I mean, if there's a team to take Noah Brown or Raheem Mostert, this is kind of the one to do it. But I don't feel crazy about either of those 2 picks. And then Daniel Jones also is gone, so I'm kind of done there. It's definitely a 2 QB build, unless I want to tack on a Jackson Dart. Now that I've taken some more pieces of the Giants, it makes a little bit more sense. But if I don't have neighbors, I almost don't know if Dart's the way to go. All right, it's up to me. 2-7-7-2 could be the way to do it. I feel good about these receivers. Could just stop there. I love Jarquez Hunter. I think, the most upside of all these picks, maybe outside of Jackson Dart, but let me roll the dice. I don't always build a 2-7-7-2, and it feels like a fun way to do it on this one. Leaning back into that week 17 in Atlanta. I mean, I draft a ton of Jarquez Hunter, so to get him at 207, my last pick, why not? Didn't take any Cowboys on this one, but I guess I'm playing into the week 17 game in Las Vegas with Geno Smith and Jack Bech being guys you need, plus the bringbacks with Slayton and Scattaboo. I've also got apparently the Texans against Las Vegas in week 16. Doesn't hurt. Jay Daniels stacked up with Terry McLaurin and Zach Ertz. And then I've got, of course, the Puka Nacua, Drake London, Jarquez Hunter, week 17 game stack for those guys in Atlanta. Oh, and Algier. Doesn't hurt. Overall, just kind of like a draft where I'm getting some of my guys and taking some values. I had a nice value for Geno Smith, a little bit for Mixon, a little bit for Kamara and Aaron Jones. Relatively nice value on Garendo and Hunter. Doesn't hurt. The Nacua at pick 10 for me, that's a solid spot to get him. Terry McLaurin seems like he's falling. Maybe it's more related to his contract or him holding out. I don't know if that's a big thing to be worried about at this point in the season, though. Overall, solid. A 2-7-7-2 build. Not something I do every time, but I'll mix it in. Pretty correlated team here for Jewish McCaffrey, getting Amon-Ra stacked up, Evans, Godwin double stacked for Baker, and then Olave quadruple stacked with Otton and McMillan with Baker too. Good stuff. Sad day. No WNBA dailies to go off of. There's always tomorrow. I mean, you guys saw the Caitlin Clark highlights hitting them from the logos. Incredible. 48% Keenan Allen. Couldn't be me, but maybe you've got an inside phone line to Keenan. You're texting him. You're saying, hey, Keenan, you're playing this year, right, buddy? And he says, you know it, Jeremy. I'm playing, and here's 3 teams that I'm in the talks with. Because that's some high-level conviction right there. I personally wrote a note in my phone after Best Ball Mania 5, and it said, no players over 30% exposure. More than anything, it's because of the injury risk. I mean, anyone can get injured at any time. So I had 59 Nico Collins teams in Best Ball Mania 5. Looked good for a while. And then the hamstring hits for 6 weeks, and the holding penalties hit after that. Nico Collins, 60-yard touchdown pass, holding on the offense. Number 75. So it looked good until it didn't, but Keenan Allen, I mean, it's still early on. If you've got a bunch of volume left to do, you could kind of, maybe you strike gold. Maybe Keenan Allen does rise up the boards. If he retires, though, all I'm saying is that's going to hurt a little bit. This golf tournament. Yeah, so I'm in the finals for the scramble. I did not make the finals for the albatross. My two teams both had Bryson DeChambeau as the first round pick. Well, one of them had Ludwig. Actually, both of them had DeChambeau as the second round pick. One of them was a Colin Morikawa DeChambeau build. The other one was a Ludwig Oberg DeChambeau build. And DeChambeau gets cut. So when your round 2 pick gets cut, you don't win. Sad day. The scramble teams live on. I'm going to root for those. I got 2 scrambles teams in the top 70 out of 261 where there's like 6, I think there's 6 weeks, might be 7 weeks in this last leg of the finals. And so we're 2 down, 4 or 5 to go, whatever it is. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, 27 out of 151. You got plenty of time. I wouldn't sweat too much about your exposures now. You got plenty of time to figure it out. He goes mostly around 17, 18 with upside. Had a bunch of spike weeks last year. Always been good for fantasy. I just worry he could retire is the only part about that. And the other thing is, I'm still happy to draft him once we see him land somewhere. So like Keenan Allen lands somewhere, I'm still cool with drafting him, even though he rises up the board. I don't think you're missing out on too much. Getting him at pick 120 versus 180 versus 200. I don't think there's that much of a difference, honestly. Slight difference. But the difference in the ADP value of getting him at 120 versus pick 200, to me, is not necessarily enough to justify the risk of him being a dead roster spot if he does retire. That's all I'm saying. Because if you look at like a draft curve, like a ADP value, or like a where players go, what round they go in, you look at the curve. It just doesn't really justify. If he's a dead roster spot, a lot of your teams are going to suffer. If he does land somewhere nicely and he rises in ADP, yeah, you get to pay off on those teams. But I still don't know if it justifies, because at the end of the day, he's not going to be going at like pick 60 or like pick 50. So the difference between pick 200 and 120 is not necessarily that crazy relative to going from like pick 120 to like pick 60, which is like a huge jump. But I get it. No, a lot of guys in the community are very in on Keenan Allen. I was drafting with JT Best Ball previously, a couple days back, and he's very in on Keenan Allen. I know some other guys that are too. I love Keenan Allen. He's one of my favorite guys in fantasy historically. Been a big fan of his for a while. I mean, he's been in the league forever. That's just the risk. I'm worried that he retires. But he didn't really fall off last year from like a per game scoring situation. Although he did play like every game. Maybe he missed one game, but he played like most of the games. He had some definitely had some spike weeks, so I can see it. Versus a lot of the other receivers that go in the range where Keenan Allen goes, he's much better. It's just the retirement risk, I guess, at the end of the day. Yeah, Hartman. Shout out to Hartman making it to the finals. Very nice. We'll pull for you. Yeah, let's go. Vegas wants you win. You know it. Planning on going to Vegas. Okay. I mean, it does. The Open is in July. So Vegas in July. Yeah. Still some time left before the NFL season. Yeah, Allen in Buffalo. I haven't heard that one yet, but that would be interesting. I honestly don't know if I like that, though, because the way the Bills spread the ball around didn't work out for Amari Cooper last year. Nonetheless, what do you guys think? Should we do? I'm going to type in the chat. BBM or Schnauzer 2, which I can't spell right now. Yeah, I think so too. But sometimes other picks in the 18th round. Here's another reason to not pick Keenan Allen. even if Keenan Allen signs somewhere, even if he doesn't retire, what if there's a pick in the 17th or 18th round that you would love to have, but you didn't get enough exposure to him because you were too busy picking Keenan Allen. So you can make the same argument that that guy you need is Keenan Allen, in which case you're going to hit strike gold. Maybe that's just how you're going to play it. But in my mind, I want to have more. I want to spread out my bets in round 17, 18 and take a lot of different guys, not just concentrate on one pick, because the odds of knowing who that round 17, 18 pick who's going to pay off, like the odds of knowing who that is pretty slim. But think back a few years to like when it was like Puka and Kyron. If you had drafted all of Jeff Wilson Jr., you're not going to end up with any Puka or Kyron. So it is good to kind of spread your bets around in the later rounds just to make sure you don't miss out on one of those guys that no one really sees coming. Yeah, Cooper just dropped the ball. He had the wrist injury. Maybe he's just done. I don't know. He looked pretty bad last year. Fell off. Point per game production was down. Didn't do well with the Bills. The wrist injury, maybe it lingers. Is it fixed? Does he ever come back? Hard to know. Okay, Jeremy says BBM. Calvin Austin's a fun one too. I think Calvin Austin's a very fun pick in that range. Fuck it, do a BBM. Nick says a BBM. Hey, maybe we're drafting a BBM. Let me close the poll that I have open. And then if anyone else, let me throw some music on. If anyone else wants to throw a vote in to swing it one way or the other, I'm cool with it either way. We can do a BBM. We can do a 1002. I do want to check. Oh, I just got Hartman's team. Oh, okay, Bobby McIntyre. Fucking love him. Great pick. John Rahm. Can't go wrong with John Rahm. Sam Burns, a nice pick. Pendrith, I like. Matty Fitz, not bad. Laurie Cantor. Hey. Did you get there on your own, or were you tailing some of my picks here? Laurie Cantor, I was like 15% exposed to Laurie Cantor. Incredible pick. Not always, historically done well at the Open. He's an Englishman, and he's having a career year on the DP World Tour, not even on the PGA Tour. So very deep cut there. Laurie Cantor, incredible pick. You got Bryson through, that's fun. Sungjae M, fine. He's a grinder. Hoagie is, I think, fine too. Maybe he could do, we'll see if he does it well at the Open. And then Justin Rose, incredible pick, one of my top drafted players. So overall, I think this team is live, very live to do well at the Open. You got Rahm, who could win it outright. Fitzpatrick could come through and win it outright. Another Englishman. Cantor, I think, is due for a strong finish, top 10 finish potentially. DeChambeau, not historically the best of the Open, but just a strong pick in general. And then some other guys who are grinders. McIntyre is one of my favorites. I think he almost won it today. He was the leader in the clubhouse at 1 over. Maybe he pulls it off at the Open. Also very good at the Open. That's a pretty sick team there. Obviously, a lot of guys who did good to get you to the Open. But I like how that's built for week 17 or built for the Open. So Hartman, you got a nice squad there. Very jealous. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, 20 or 30. Let me see. The 20 went pretty fine. Maybe do a 20. Nick, did you get a team through too? Arbitrage Candyman team. No, it's a good looking team. I like it. I like it. Very strong. Got the fundamentals, the nice pieces. Yeah, Nick does beat me in the BBM. He's not in these golf streets. 20 or 30 second? I'm thinking 20 again. Just let him rip. So let's do it. I'm going to queue up a 20-second Best Ball Mania. I'm gonna let y'all know before I enter, but I'm getting close. Before we get into this 20-second Best Ball Mania, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night here on the channel for Ballsy, a Best Ball and Dynasty show with my co-host BINDLES the Great. Also, our extra special guest this week, we've got Danny from the Fantasy Stock Exchange dropping in. He's going to be giving us some of his Dynasty takes, drafting a BBM with us tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Going to be a fun time. Should be a really fun time. I'm excited. And then we're going to have a good week of drafting. So that's, so far we've got 2 BBMs on queue tonight, 1 tomorrow. Tuesday, I'm going to be drafting here on the stream, and then again later in the night with JT Best Ball on his channel. Maybe we'll do some elims. Maybe we'll get into some Best Ball Minions. Who knows? Wednesday, I've got some things cooking up. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to be determined. But you know where to find it. We're drafting Best Ball teams all hot Best Ball summer. So come get in on the action. Hell yeah. Let's get in. I'm going to hit the clock. Ready? Go ahead and enter now. Enter the Best Ball Mania. If you can hear me saying this, I'm entering it now as well. I'm entering it in the next three seconds. 2, 1. Go ahead and hit enter. Let's go. Waiting for 11. It's hard to time these things. If you got into the previous one and it closed on you and I wasn't in it, I apologize. Doing all I can do. Double table. Don't know what to tell you. Nick has 0 knowledge about golf. I'm sure there's another sport that you can draft. We're not all multi-sport draftleets, but golf's a fun one. The golf season and the football season, they like mirror each other perfectly, where you can draft golf during, you draft golf kind of like right as the NFL season is ending, like the playoffs. Pretty much you draft golf January through March, and then golf happens March through, I guess that's for majors only. For the season-long best ball, the first events start in February, I guess. I don't know. Long story short, the golf season is during the summer. The NFL season is the fall and the winter, and you can draft the NFL during the summer as the golf is happening. So I don't know. I'm a big fan. I've been following golf my whole life practically. Love playing it. Love watching it. Love playing fantasy golf, and then the best ball golf is a fun little twist on it. So nice little. You got football up here first, and then golf is a nice fill-in when you can't draft football. But I did a tiny bit of draft content this year. I'll do more when the Pup Cup comes around for the FedEx playoffs, and then next season, you betcha I'll be drafting scrambles and albatross on stream. So the waters are warm. Always a good time to catch up, to learn something new, to get in. Yeah, Hartman is he's out here just fishing in every pond that he could throw some bait into, whether it's WNBA or golf. He's learning as he goes, somehow staying in the black, making some money. Just a drafting, wonder. Yeah, I'm excited. Danny's great. I like his channel. I like what they're about. I like the vibe. So I'm looking forward to that. Got him before, but you did get the Influencer 101, the Jamar Chase. Sorry about that. But also, good luck in that draft. If you're in the previous one, just multi-table. Come on, what are you doing? It's just a BBM entry. Yeah, come on. Yeah, just a nice guy like that. Yeah, MLB, of course, MLB. I'm not as heavy in the MLB streets, I will say that. I've drafted NBA in the past, but not as heavy into the MLB as it is, and I'm definitely not as heavy into the NBA in the current era. But I'm still a fan. I'll still watch some baseball, watch some basketball, watch some tennis, but I'm not drafting those right now. Love to see it. Godspeed. Pick number 9, the Icon. Appreciate you being here, Jeremy. That's what's up. Let's get it. Holy. I'm at the 101. This is the first Jamar Chase team I've drafted in literally 2 months. Don't check the tapes. But no, I haven't drafted one in a hell of a long time. So I don't know what I'm doing here. Who do I take at the 2-3 turn? Who do I take at the 4-5 turn? Who do I take the last overall pick? Who's Mr. Irrelevant? I have no idea. I'm so used to drafting out of the 11, the 12 spot, the 10 spot. Godspeed in this one. Let's get it, boys. I'm in the 1, Nick in the 3, Jewish McCaffrey's in the 5. If you're here listening, shout out. Hope you're doing good, my man. If you're just ripping BBMs at this hour and we got you in another room, that's good too. Hartman in the 7. Love to see it. We've got the Icon, Mr. Jeremy in the 9 spot. Good shit. It's gonna be a good room. No more snipes on our quarterbacks. This is gonna, I can feel it. It's gonna be a good room. I have no idea what I'm doing from the 1 spot. I never get Jamar Chase. Max the Dinger and the Frozen Robe. Hopefully get some sweats through. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, double Arizona. How could that go wrong? They need to unlock Kyler on the ground, though, is what? Because his passing volume's decent. They got to unlock Kyler on the ground. Oh, did I end the poll? No, I forgot to end the poll. Let me end that poll. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. Make sure you slap the like. I'm ending the poll now. Boom. The results are in. Oh. Well, I can't see the results in StreamYard, and I just closed out of it. I'll go back into it. What are actually the results? The results are 53% Nico Collins, 46% Amon-Ra. Interesting. So we're big Nico stans. I technically have Amon-Ra ranked 1 spot higher, but I take him about the same clip. Like if I look at my exposures to Amon-Ra, 14%, and to Collins, 16%. So, like I said, I take them about the same, and I like both of them a lot. I take both of them over Neighbors, which might be crazy, but that's where I'm at. I kind of do like the trade McBride pick, and then I want to pull Davante Adams up a little bit. To me, makes a ton of sense. I want 2 wide receivers that can break the slate in Jamar Chase and Davante Adams. I want Trey McBride for the bring back with Jamar Chase. And I believe in him more than I do Marvin Harrison. 5 grams of creatine daily Jr. Who's bulked up a bit, but we saw a nice flash in year 1. Maybe he has a good year 2. I don't know. Maybe Trey McBride's just the alpha there. Takes most of the targets, receptions, touchdowns. Nico Collins at pick 13 is kind of nice. I like McCaffrey at 9. Little Puka Achane start for Hartman. Jewish McCaffrey going CD, JT Chase Brown. I like that start a lot. Nick with Jay Jettis, Rashee Rice in the 2nd, Josh Jacobs in the 3rd. Solid starts for everyone. I've been taking a ton of Davante Adams in these Schnauzer 2s, which I've been drafting like all weekend. I've got Davante Adams on like half my teams. I take him in the 3rd round every time. Feels good. I'm just here so I won't get fined. What up, Jeff T? How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a good Sunday night. Hartman's in the 7 spot. And he's got Puka with Harrison. 7 spots of fish. He's paying the rake. The week 17. So Puka and the Rams are at Atlanta week 17. Who did the Rams play last year in week 17? Wasn't that the one? Was it 2024, right? Oh, yeah, you said it there. Yeah. Okay, right over my head. My bad. Didn't mean to mansplain to the bros. You guys know the correlations. I was like, yeah, that rung a bell. Last year we were drafting Puka, Marvin Harrison to 1-2 turn for the week 17 correlation. I did that a few times, but even more than that, I took Puka Nico way more. So I had Nico Collins as the 1st round pick last year. Famously didn't work out great, but it could have. So I took a bunch of Puka Nico teams, which was fun for me. I'm trying to get this team to queue up on my phone, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, Travis Hunter, George Kittle, or Pickens. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go Travis Hunter. Week 8, coming at me fast. Do I want Pickens here? Or Kittle? Well, obviously I want Kittle, but the more I thought about it, obviously, I've got Trey McBride. So let me just let that ride on Pickens at 49, who I do like. Starting off this one with, from the 101, it's a rare sighting. For me to be at the 101, I don't know what I'm doing. Apparently, I'm going 0 RB as it is. Jamar Chase, Trey McBride, Davante Adams. Pull him up just a little bit in 3rd round. Why not? Travis Hunter falls to me. He seemed to be falling in a lot of drafts today. I just saw Travis Hunter go in the mid-5th round in this last draft. Crazy stuff. And then I take George Pickens at pick 49. Seems about right. Ooh, Jewish McCaffrey gets The Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts stack, always a fun one. I'm always trying to clock to see where players like Joe Mixon, RJ Harvey, Ken Walker are going recently. They're not really falling that much. I mean, Joe Mixon is going in the later half of the 5th round, but it's not crazy. It's not a crazy fall. Harvey's still not really falling. You know, we get the Dobbins news, the Nick Chubb news, the ankle lingering with Ken Walker news. So, it's just interesting to see. Hartman getting Rome Odunze at pick 55. We're gonna have to work on you. We're gonna have to beat that out of you a little bit. Rome Odunze pick 55. Insane. I don't even know. I don't even know what Rome Odunze's ADP is right now. I'd have to look it up because I don't draft him hardly ever. His ADP's 61. You could have got him at 66 potentially. I don't know. Hartman's anchoring down with Achane. He's taken 5 receivers. 4 good ones. Actually, 3 good ones. He's double stacking the Bears. I see what you're doing there. The DJ Moore, the Odunze. So I see what you're doing there. 42 for DJ Moore seems okay. Seems fine. Unless he just becomes like this total diva and like does some weird stuff and hurts his own. Yeah, Burrow going 71 there to the T. Higgins drafter. Kind of saw that coming. I'll probably take David Montgomery with one of these, and then do I want to take Caleb Johnson or go Myers or Golden? I kind of want to go Golden. I guess I'll do Golden for some upside. Myers seems like a better like floor play potentially. With some spike weeks, Myers is fine. Let me get Golden on this one. I've got 5 wide receivers I really like, an elite tight end, and David Montgomery. Not my usual build. Not a true 0 running back, but it would, I would have taken Joe Burrow there. Obviously, I could still do Dak, Love, Lawrence. There's a chance that Kyler Murray's there at my next pick, so I've got plenty of options the way I've drafted these receivers. Would have been fun to get Joe Burrow at 72. Whatever. The way the ADP is right now, you almost don't take him at pick 48 or 49 unless it's a stack you're missing out on. But I mean, I should have known the T. Higgins drafter at pick 23. I should have known he would not pass on Joe Burrow. Maybe I could have looked ahead and seen that and then taken Joe Burrow at 49. But like I said, I'm not drafting out of the 1 spot ever. So it's not like a situation I was super concerned about, having to go ahead and pull the trigger on Joe Burrow at 49. But it would make a lot of sense to do it. If I can get Kyler here before he goes. If I can get Kyler with my next pick, I think that would offset part of the L I took by passing on Joe Burrow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. What do you guys think it is? Just rookie doubt, rookie fear in the, uncertainty? I'm not sure. Hell yeah. Like I always say, these teams aren't going to draft themselves unless you're using RTA or auto drafting off of ranks, in which case they technically will draft themselves. But it does make me feel alive to be out. Oh, son of a... Kyler Murray goes to Senior Jansen, who takes him with none other than completely no one. So, rip. This team's dead. Let's just close out of it. Move on to the next Best Ball Mania. No, I'll figure something out. But kind of a bummer. I'm just here so I won't get fined. It's a Bears double. Chill. It's the most expensive Bears double. I mean, you could have got Luther Burden and Colson Loveland for free. Past pick 100. And Ricky Pearsall pick 79. I don't know. Okay. Egbuka, Cam, Fields. I'm going to take a ton of Fields. Why not? Go Fields here and then get me some... Oh, I never hit the clip from the last one. I've taken him in 2 drops now. And this time I actually reach for him a little bit. You already know it's coming. Let's hit the Cam Scattaboo clip. Roll it. The moves, the stiff arms, the jukes, the catches over the shoulder, the touchdowns. The guy can ball. I don't know. We'll see what he does. We'll see. Will he get sniped? Will he take him here? He gets him at 103. Perfect timing. Yeah. Hey, keeping a secret. I do have the golden clip too. The thing about the golden clip is every time I run it, it flags the stream for being copyright, which doesn't really do anything, but it just unsettles me a little bit. So I think I need to remix the audio just a bit. But I mean, I can play that one. I can play it for like 3 seconds at least. Oh my. You hate to see it. You can't bet on it. You can't bet. You almost do have to take Burrow at 49. Yeah, Kyler didn't even make it back around. So I take Justin Fields. Just to spite the rest of the room. If I can't have Burrow or Murray, then nobody gets Justin Fields. Ricky would be a value pick at 29. You mean round 29? Hartman crashing. I mean, I get a bring back with Ricky at pick 79. Is he practicing? Is he on the field? How's he doing? Oh, he's not. No. Mm, yeah, I think they got a guy called Demarcus Robinson taking reps with the first team, not Ricky Pearsall, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Just a little soft tissue injury. Those never linger. Oh, there's a Ramondre would have been kind of nice on this team. Ramondre could have been fun. There's a couple solid options coming up for me with these next picks. Oh, Dak Prescott would have been fun. Obviously, Dak goes to the CeeDee Lamb team, so that's fine. Like I said, I got a few options. Got some late picks I can make. I think I will go probably going to go with a running back and a wide receiver combo here and just skip out on, well, that's one of the receivers I was considering at least. Probably go Charbonnet. Take Charbonnet and then give Jonnu. Slight fall on Jonnu. Doesn't hurt. Done with 2 tight ends on this build. Trey McBride and Jonnu. Probably like a somewhat rare combo. Slight fall on Jonnu. Seems fine. I can be done at tight end. I don't know. I don't always take elite tight end, and then I don't always finish tight end that early, but I'll do it here. Just not crazy about the options available at either receiver or running back. So I'll just push running back a little bit further. Kind of my weakest position right now. And then QB, I don't know. Could have taken Lawrence there. He almost certainly will not come back around. Jared Goff was still available. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence goes. The same guy takes him, well, with Brian Thomas. I guess that makes some more sense there. I mean, with Fields, I can really take whoever I want with the week 9 bye. Not going to be taking Hurts. And then you have the Browns and the Buccaneers, who I'm not drafting. So any QB can fit with Hurts for me as my QB2. It's going to come down to like what I end up wanting to do with some late QB options. He says. Wilson Level's a good fit there. Yeah. The same as a 9 spot. You did, yeah. Let's see about that. Okay. 144, 145 coming up. I mean, Penix is probably going to be there, but I don't know what I can do with him on this team is the problem. Oh, there goes Tua. Hartman had... I don't know who Hartman had. Was it HN? It was HN, right? Yeah, makes sense. $144, $145. Looking at running backs. I don't know. Penix. I don't know. Algier again. I'll take Benson there. I don't take a lot of Benson. Seems like it makes some sense on this team, considering I started with Jamar Chase and Trey McBride. I don't take a lot of Benson, so I had to like pivot last second and throw him in there over Eckler or Garendo. A lot of week 8. McBride, Hunter, Adams, Benson, Sharp, and Montgomery. A lot of week 8 bye overlap. I mean, 6 out of my 18 players at least, so not the end of the world, but something to consider for my next picks. Penix goes 152. Kind of late for him. Drake London drafter gets a nice stack with his Brian Thomas Jr. and his Drake London. And then Kyler on top for no reason at all. Crashing out. Charbonnet. Yeah, more of a red wine guy. That's true. I also take a good amount of Tucker Kraft. Seems like a decent pick. Yeah, we like him. Ooh, I mean, Kittle as well. A very good pick. Got 5 picks left to make. 2, 2, and then 1. I don't know. I thought about taking a different player there, giving myself some more outs later for QB stacking options, but I just like Pat Bryant there. And then Dobbs was obvious click. 2 Packers receivers, so a bet on the, Golden and Dobbs being the guys for the Packers. Pat Bryant, just upside rookie swing, seems nice there. I mean, I got a bunch of rookies in this receiver room with Hunter, Golden, and Bryant. Five running backs. Decent. I mean, might take one more. Got 3 picks left. Need a QB. One more running back. And then a wild card. Probably not a tight end with that much draft capital at the position already. Unless there just happens to be the right one at the very end. Week 9 bye for Fields. Yeah, I know. Could be the move. Could be the move. I've been doing mostly 3 QB builds. I mostly take 3 QBs in the QB pocket. It's very rare that I don't. This is one of those cases, but generally that's what I'm doing. Guys like Herbert, Lawrence, Goff. I do have a good amount of Jaden Daniels, like 13, 14%. Sometimes you just gotta wait everyone else out. Wait everyone else out at QB. Eventually, they'll stop drafting him. Or not. We'll see if that plays. I go Adonai Mitchell, Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, my back-to-back picks. 2-5-8-2 build. Fields and Jones. The reclamation projects for rushing upside quarterbacks. I mean, if you can call Daniel Jones that, but I think you do. Is that enough to pay off those 2 guys? We'll see. Probably still want one more running back. I've got the Travis Hunter bring back for my Daniel Jones Adonai Mitchell stack. I have Justin Fields without any bring back or stack. But it could be worse. Fields is kind of the guy you want. Regardless. I gotta be done at receiver. That feels like plenty. To go 8 receivers with a Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, feels like plenty of firepower. The 2 tight ends, we're good there. So then it's just one more running back, and what makes the most sense here for my team for this build? Definitely not a week 8 bye. Probably not. Never drafted him. Haven't drafted him this season, if at all. Not going to force the stack. Third tight end or seventh wide receiver. I'm probably going to do a 6th running back. Isaiah Davis. Could be the one for him. I don't know. I'm looking at the running backs here. Not the most inspiring names. I like Emmanuel Wilson. Rashard Smith's kind of fun. I need to move Kendre Miller down in my ranks, considering the Cam Akers signing. Not the best omens for him. Isaiah Davis, not a bad name, not a bad shout. I go Taj Brooks for the Bengals correlation. Probably not. I'll take a little Rashard Smith. I don't get a ton of him. Number 45. So yeah, I ended up going Rashard Smith with the last pick. 2682. Seems fine. Yeah. Been there, done that. Do not recommend. At least you weren't also streaming. Taj Brooks. I thought about it. Obviously, I like Taj Brooks. Got a bunch of them. If I had Joe Burrow, I probably would have done it. I guess I'm just betting on Jamar Chase at this point. Yeah, just you're warmed up. Do it again. Yeah. Fire off. You'll have 4 best ball manias done in an hour and 20 minutes. Sounds like the perfect way to do it. But I thought about it. I ended up just sprinkling in some Rashard Smith, who I don't have a ton of. Seemed fine. Let's check out Hartman's team too after this one. Not my favorite team, but we'll battle. Yeah, we'll check out Jeremy's team, the Icon, as well. May as well make it 46. We'll see. Let's recap this team. Let's recap Hartman's team. We'll take a quick look at Jeremy's team. I mean, Nick's in here too. We might as well just look at all of them. Let me do mine. 2682, Justin Fields, unstacked, no bringbacks. Daniel Jones. With Adonai Mitchell, the bringback, and Travis Hunter. Got a running back room with 6 guys: Montgomery, Scattaboo, Charbonnet, Algier, Benson, Smith. There's some depth there. Not a ton of studs though. I mean, up and coming studs with like Scattaboo. Charbonnet has some good games last year. Algier's contingent play, some standalone value. Benson is a pure contingent play. Rashard Smith, upside swing. Montgomery can hold it down. A solid floor. And some weekly ceiling with the touchdowns. Chase, Adams, Hunter, Pickens, Golden seems strong enough, but none of them stacked up, unfortunately. So that doesn't feel great. Dobbs, Pat Bryant, Adonai Mitchell. Anytime you can stack the 4th receiver / 5th target leader on the lowest passing volume offense in the entire NFL, you just simply have to do it. So I got Danny Dimes to Adonai Mitchell. Imagine that's what you need. It's hard for me to see it, but Trey McBride, Johnny Smith. This team, I give it like a C-. I kind of hate this team. Let's move on. Nick Bach double tabling it 3-5-7-3. Gets the love, McCarthy and Young. That's a good trio there. Feels strong. Josh Jacobs, Hampton, Judkins, Mason, and Dobbins. I really like that running back room. A good 5 there with some nice team level correlation. Justin Jefferson, Rashi Rice, Waddle Reed, Egbuka Leggett, Demario Douglas. That's also a pretty decent wide receiver room. And then the tight ends, a real punt tight end situation, but I think with Sanders, Okonkwo, and Juwan Johnson, you can get it done. So I like this team. This is a very solid build, something I would like to build out most of the time. Let's see what Hartman did. Did Hartman cook? Let's find out. A 3-6-7-2 build with Caleb Williams, triple stacked. Tua with Achane and Matt Stafford to go with his Puka first round pick. 3 good pocket passing QBs. Hey, maybe Caleb Williams has some rushing upside. Maybe. We'll find out. We'll see. He could take a big step forward. Achane, Pacheco, Tracy, Braylon Allen, Jarquez Hunter, love it. And then Giddens, fun upside pick. So sprinkling some rookies, some year 2 guys, and 2 veterans on top. That's a nice way to build out a 6 running back room with Puka stacked, Marvin Harrison for the 2024 Week 17 correlation, just in case you're going to time travel back. DJ Moore Dunze stacked up. Anytime you can reach for a year 2 wide receiver who completely underwhelmed and offered maybe 1 or 2 spike weeks in his rookie year, but just as many games with 0 or 1 points. You simply have to do it. Gets the Godwin for the Achane bring back. That's kind of nice. Pearsall, I mean, it's fine if he ever comes back on the field. Nick Westbrook Akine. You know, get that other Dolphins piece in. Can't argue there. A very different, last round pick. And then the Colston Loveland to complete the stack on the Bears. Zach Ertz, just a good pick. Just a good 1-2 at tight end. I think it's well correlated. You got a lot of pieces on your teams you drafted. So a lot of team level correlation. I like it better than my team. But just not as high on the Bears as everyone else is. The icon. You cooked Hartman? Yeah, appreciate you being here. Fun drafting with you as always. You cooked Hartman. Let's find out. Let's see what you got into. Oh, we just did. Let's see what the icon got into. Let's see what Jeremy got into. 2682, Jaden Daniels, Anthony Richardson. Taking a risk here at the QB2 spot. But why not when you have Jaden Daniels, McCaffrey, Pollard, B-Rob, Spears, Davis, Chubb. I think that's plenty to get it done. Obviously, McCaffrey hitting, being back to form, strong running back room. That happens. AJ Brown, McLaurin stacked up, Calvin Ridley, the Devo double stack, Jaden Higgins, I like that pick, good value on him. Josh Palmer, Saquon Dale Robinson, Tua. Sorry, not Tua. Tutu Atwell with the last pick. Mark Andrews, Kyle Pitts. Yeah, not bad. I mean, you got the double stack for the Commanders. That's worth something. And just some decent picks overall. Pollard, McCaffrey. I'm trying to see who the biggest ADP value you got is. Higgins is pretty nice in that regard. Overall, not bad. Taking a risk with the QB2, kind of like I did a little bit, pushing it. Number 16, appreciate you, Fantasy Dog. Hope you're having a great Sunday night. Shout out. Westbrook over Malik, crazy. Talking about Malik Washington. I mean, completely undraftable. Westbrook Akine is the best last pick on the board, says Dad, with some, what do you call it? Saying it with your chest, with some emphasis, with the exclamations. What up, Dad? How we doing? A well-built team made out of only players I hate. Essentially, yeah, somewhat. Some that I like, some that I don't like so much. You did cook Nick. Yeah, I don't think Malik's got anything. We'll see. Make sure I'll hit the like. Be like Fantasy Dog. Hit the like. Appreciate ya. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Not a bad suggestion. Either way, old wash running back. Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders. I'll sprinkle them both in every once in a while. Yeah. No clue. The Dolphins, I don't know what's going on. Their season last year, kind of off-putting to me. What's going on with the Dolphins? Seems like they've quickly become a playoff wild card contender in their division to like one of the worst teams in their division. So it's tough. Hard to say. Yeah, bad team. Yeah, the Dolphins somehow became a bad team pretty quickly. With a lot of skill position players, a lot of talented players. And who knows? Who knows? Fun drafts all around. Probably that's what it is. Something like that, right? Something to that effect, Jeff. Makes a lot of sense. And that's a good point. Fun drafts all around. Make sure you guys come check out the stream tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Bindles and I are going to be drafting with Danny from the Fantasy Stock Exchange. Drafting a BBM, talking Dynasty. Come bring your Dynasty questions. It'll be a good time. Make sure you're there. Hit the notification. Hit the like on the way out. Y'all are wild. Hope you had a good Sunday. Hope you had a good weekend. Thanks for being here. Yes. Catch y'all tomorrow. Catch y'all in another draft real soon. Let's kick it to the outro. See ya.